Okay, Trevor, so now I want to talk a little bit about this go back method here. Let me auto layout. Okay, so this one didn't compile. Oh, yeah. Let me get rid of this. I put in a dummy one, didn't I? Okay, so I'll get rid of that dummy version. Okay, and the problem was direction is not declared in the is not defined in the scope of this method. So you don't have direction as an instance method or as a local variable in here. But let's take a look, because you did a lot of good stuff in here. So let's take a look at what we've got so far. So you did go ahead and stick back into the command words. That's great. That's what we need. We need, let's see. So we have this previous room variable. That's a good idea. And so we can store the previous room. We need to think a little bit about how that should work, but this is good. We have the instance variable here. Then in, let's see, process command, we have our back right here. That's good. And if command word equals back, then we run that method, call that method. That's good. I think what we want to do at this point is make sure that whenever we change a room that we store the previous room. So let's see, where do we actually set the current room? If we look here, I'm going to say copy, and where's the find? Okay, here. Current room, and let's get the next one. So here we see, okay, so here we say current room equals the entrance. So we set the current room right at the beginning when we create rooms. That's something we need to do. Okay, there we're accessing the current room. Here we're setting the current room. So in Go Room, we also set the current room to the next room. Here again, we're just accessing it, and not changing it. Here we're changing the current room again. So really, every time we change the current room, we should probably be doing something special to make sure we're saving that, what the room was in the first place, in that previous room variable. So what we can do to handle that is to write a method for entering the room. And go ahead, oh, and I think every time we enter a room we want to print the description, right? So let's do that too. Let's see. Let's say private void enter room, next room. So now before we, so what we want to do in here, right, is set the current room equal to the next room. And do you have a let me just check something in your room. Do you have a string for getting the long description here? Oh, we have a get description. Oh yeah, and get long description. Let's use this get long description from the room in here and say system.out.println current room get long description. Okay, so let's make sure that compiles. Let's see. Oh, we still got that direction business. Okay, we'll handle that in a second here. Where did I put it? Okay, so here's our enter room. But the thing that we want to do is we want to preserve, before we move to a new room, we want to save a pointer to the room that we're in right now. So if we say here, at this point, we say previous room equals current room. Now every time we enter a room, we'll store the current room in previous room and then change the current room. So that way previous room will always be pointing to, we'll always be pointing to the room that we were in just before this one, right? So now what we need to do is look for instances of, current room equals something else, and so wherever we changed the current room, so right here we're changing it. So here, instead of saying current room equals, we're going to say, I'm going to say enter room entrance. Okay, and then the next current room, well, that one is part of our enter room method, so we don't need to touch that. This one we're accessing, we're not setting the current room, we're accessing it right here. But then this one, we want to do, instead of saying current room equals next room and then print the location, we just, location info, we're going to print the location info with the with our enter room, oops, I should probably say it like this, enter room, next room, and then I'm going to comment this out because I don't think we need this. Let's just double check. Print location info, what does that do? Yeah, just prints out the long description. Okay, so and it does a print lens. So I don't know. Let's try with just this for now. And let's see. Find the next current room equals. I'm going to copy this just in case we need it again. Current room. Next. Do we have a current room equals? Nope. Nope. Oops. Oh, right here, current room equals previous room. Let's see. Well, let's think about this here. Yeah, I'd say for this one we want to say enter room again. And so we don't need this print location info. So let's think about what needs to happen here. First of all, this is one of the ones where we shouldn't have a second word, right? So this is good here. If command has second word, go back where that looks good to me. So this is not working. Let's just comment it out. Maybe we won't need it at all. So this says if it has a second word, go back where, and let's just return at this point. Oh well, it doesn't really matter if we return at that point or not, does it? I'm gonna leave that. Okay, so let's say if that. Oh no, yeah. Let's stick it in. Let's say if the command has a second word, then something's wrong. Well, let's print the question and return right away. But now if it could be the case if the current room is the entrance. If we just started the game, right, and we just set the current room to entrance, but we haven't set the previous room to anything, it could be the case that the previous room is null, right? System.out.println. Okay, and then otherwise enter the previous room. Now this, by default, when you set up a new instance variable like this, the default is for it to be null, but we could, just to be safe, we could also say previous room equals null in the constructor, or just to be explicit, you know, just that might be a good thing to do. So let's compile that, and that let's see what happens now. Oh, looks like I broke something here. Got a null pointer exception when I said set room. Oh, we're doing that item. So we're running the create items thing from before. So if we say set room well, equals is a okay, there's a couple of things that look kind of funky to me here. Items is a string. Oh, I see. So if the string items, well, items is a string and room is a room. So these guys are not going to be equal to each other. I'm not sure what you're trying to do here. You're trying to add okay, let's just this is another thing we're going to have to revisit, but for now let's just leave that alone. We're going to need to take another look at this item class, but let's recompile and try our go back thing here. Okay, so we started out and it said you're in the entrance to the museum, exits north. So, oh, did I break something here? It looks like I'm not getting the prompt now. Oh, I didn't hit play yet, did I? Maybe this is old. Let's see. Did I? Let's see. Play. Oh, okay. You're in the entrance to the museum, so I'll say go north. Okay. Oh, so let's try go back now. There is no door. Go south. Go back. Oh, wait a minute. It's just back, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so I went to the I was at the entrance. Oh yeah, because I went south. So you know what? I'm gonna run the whole thing one more time. Let me see. Oh, I gotta put it out, right? Okay. So here, clear the screen. Let me just double check here. Okay, so the first time I go back, I shouldn't be able to go back because there's no place to go back to, right? Oh, so it just kicks back and says you're in the entrance to the museum. So if I go north, now I'm in an exhibit. Now if I go back, I should go back to the entrance, right? Oh, I did. Okay, I went back to the entrance. So it looks pretty good. The only thing, oh, I see, because it didn't say back where, right? Is that what we expected to happen? Go back. Oh, here it says if previous room equals null, you have nowhere to go back to. So why did it not print anything out there? Okay, so I'm going to quit. I'm going to give one more try with the debugger on. Let's see. So let me... Oh, can't set a breakpoint there. How about here? Okay, so I'm going to set a breakpoint just to see what's going on here. I'm going to click play. If I say back, what happens? I go back to here. Okay, so I'm in, go back. Command doesn't have a second word, right? If command has second word. Oh, I see, because I have a command object, right? So here's my command object. Yeah, the second word is null. Okay. So if I go into there, that returns second word not equal to null. So this should return false because second word is null. So we can step. I should skip over that one. Now, if previous room equals null, what's previous room at this point? Looks like previous room is null. Previous room is null. Print that out. You have nowhere to go back to. Did I just not see it the last time? Let's see. What do we have on our... I can't find the screen now. Maybe I need to... Okay, return, want to quit, finish process command. Oh, I'm just trying to get another command. So let me try and hit continue here. And see if I can get that. Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, I printed it. You have nowhere to go back to. So... Okay, so it looks like it's okay. The only thing the other thing that was a little weird was right here where I said enter room. That was a little, oops. I need to do that. Yeah, so this was a mistake here when I said enter room. I don't want to print any stuff out there. This should just be current room equals entrance. Okay, there. And in fact, this might be a good place to stick the previous room too, right? Current room is entrance and previous room is null at this point. Okay, so that should get you the basics for going to a previous room. The problem is, let's take a look at the questions, the exercise here. So we implemented a back command, and it basically does what we want, but it says here also test cases where the what does your program do if a player types a second word? We did that. We figured that out. What does your program do if you type back twice? That's the thing that we got to look at, and we'll look at that in the next video, how to handle that.